Hello and welcome to Homeschooling. In our video on 10 traditional or prominent education philosophies that you can consider for your homeschool, we learned about each education philosophy, the key concept, the advantages and disadvantages. Beyond the more traditional education philosophies, there are several other less mainstream but influential philosophies and approaches to teaching that emphasize different aspects of child development, learning, and teaching roles. In this video, we will take a look at selected 9 less mainstream but influential education philosophies that you can choose from when homeschooling. Number 1, Sudbury Model. The Sudbury Model is a democratic approach to education that emphasizes self-directed learning and decision-making by students. It originated from Sudbury Valley School in Massachusetts in the United States. The key concepts of the Sudbury method are complete freedom for students to choose what, when, and how they learn. No required classes, grades, or standardized curriculum. Students and staff have equal voting right in school governance and rulemaking. Focus on personal responsibility and independence. Trust in the natural curiosity and intrinsic motivation of children to guide their learning. For instance, a Sudbury Model homeschool functions like a mini society where students may choose to spend their time in any way they see fit, whether it's playing, engaging in discussions, or pursuing academic projects. The advantages of the Sudbury Model includes democratic education. Students have complete autonomy and participate equally in school governance, fostering responsibility and self-discipline. Self-directed learning. Children pursue their interests at their own pace, promoting independence and intrinsic motivation. Promotes life skills by allowing students to manage their time and make decisions. The model fosters real-world problem solving and interpersonal skills. The disadvantages of the Sudbury Model are lack of structure. The absence of a formal curriculum can leave gaps in knowledge, especially in traditional academic subjects. Not suitable for all learners. Some students may struggle without guidance or find it hard to identify personal goals. Challenging for college preparation. The unconventional approach may not align with traditional college admissions expectations. Number 2, unschooling. Unschooling is a branch of homeschooling that rejects formal schooling and curriculum-based instruction, allowing children to learn through life experiences, curiosity, and personal interest. The key concepts of unschooling are: learning is driven by the child's natural curiosity and passions. No structured lessons or schedule. Learning is unstructured and spontaneous. Parents act as facilitators, not teachers, helping children explore and engage with the environment. Emphasizes learning through everyday activities such as play, travel, work, and socializing. For instance, in an unschooling environment, a child interested in animals might visit zoos, read about animals, or volunteer at a shelter, learning biology and ecology in a self-directed, organic way. The advantages of unschooling includes child-led learning. Students learn through exploration of their interest, leading to high engagement and enthusiasm for learning. Flexible and personalized. Education is adapted to the child's unique pace, strengths, and interest, making it more effective for diverse learners. Encourages independence, fosters self-motivation, creativity, and problem-solving skills in real-life contexts. The disadvantages of unschooling are lack of academic structure. The absence of formal instruction can result in gaps in knowledge, particularly core subjects. Difficult to assess progress. Since there are no standardized assessment, it can be hard to gauge a child's educational development. Challenges with college admission. Students may lack transcripts, standardized test scores, or the academic preparation typically required by colleges. Number 3, the Charlotte Mason method. Developed by British educator Charlotte Mason in the 19th century, this method emphasizes a broad curriculum that includes nature study, art, music, and literature, with a strong focus on developing good habits and character. The key concepts of the Charlotte Mason method are: education is the science of relations. Students should be exposed to a wide array of subjects and experiences. Emphasis on short, focused lessons to keep students engaged and minimize fatigue. Use of living books, high quality, engaging literature rather than textbooks. Time spent outdoors is crucial for developing a sense of wonder and observation skills. Focus on narration, where students retell what they have learned to solidify understanding. For instance, a Charlotte Mason curriculum may involve reading classic literature, observing nature, practicing handwriting and art, and learning through rich storytelling rather than traditional textbooks. The advantages of the Charlotte Mason method includes focus on living books, engages students with high-quality literature rather than textbooks, making learning more interesting and enjoyable. Short lessons. Advocates for short, focused lessons that improve retention and minimize burnout. Emphasis on nature and the art includes nature walks, art appreciation, and hands-on learning, fostering creativity and a love for nature. The disadvantages of the Charlotte Mason method are teacher-intensive, requires significant involvement from parents or teachers to select materials and guide learning. Limited use of technology. Some may see the limited focus on digital tools and modern resources as a disadvantage in a technology-driven world. Lacks emphasis on STEM. The curriculum may not provide enough focus on science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Number 4, forest schools. Originating in Scandinavia, forest schools are based on the idea that children learn best through regular exposure to natural environment, where they can engage in hands-on, play-based learning. The key concepts of forest schools are emphasis on outdoor learning in natural settings like forests, parks, and gardens. Child-led learning with students exploring and discovering the natural world at their own pace. Focus on fostering environmental stewardship, resilience, and teamwork. Nature is a classroom, with activities often focusing on practical skills like building shelters, identifying plants, and environmental conservation. Encourages physical development, problem solving, and social skills. For instance, a forest school might involve students spending several hours a day in the woods, building shelters, climbing trees, and learning about wildlife, with little direct intervention from adults. The advantages of forest school includes hands-on outdoor learning. Students engage with nature, building physical skills, environmental awareness, and confidence. Promote resilience. Outdoor learning environments help children develop problem-solving abilities, teamwork, and adaptability. Physical health benefits. Children spend extended time outdoors, promoting physical health and well-being. The disadvantages of forest school are weather dependent. Outdoor activities can be affected by weather conditions, limiting consistency in some climate. Limited academic focus. Core academic subjects like math and literacy may take a backseat to physical and exploratory learning. Resource intensive. Requires large, safe outdoor spaces and well-trained facilitators, which may not be feasible for all schools and homes. Number 5, multiple intelligences theory. Howard Gardner's theory of multiple intelligences challenges the traditional view of intelligence being solely based on IQ and focuses on the idea that there are different kinds of intelligences that reflect a broader range of human capability. The key concepts of multiple intelligences theory are: intelligence is not a single ability, but rather a combination of different types of intelligences, including linguistic, word smart, logical, mathematical, number, reasoning smart, spatial, picture smart, musical, music smart, bodily, kinesthetic, body smart, interpersonal, people smart, intrapersonal, self smart, naturalistic, nature smart. Tailoring teaching methods to match different students' intelligences can optimize learning. Students learn best when they can use their strengths in the learning process. For instance, in a classroom applying Gardner's theory of multiple intelligences, a teacher might allow musically inclined students to learn new concepts through songs, while students with strong spatial intelligence can engage with the same material through visual art or model building. The advantages of multiple intelligences theory includes personalized learning, recognizes that students have different strengths and offers varied approaches to learning. For example, visual, auditory, kinesthetic. Inclusive accommodates diverse learning styles, making education more accessible to students with different cognitive abilities. Holistic development emphasizes developing a range of intelligences, including emotional and social skills, in addition to traditional academics. The disadvantages of multiple intelligence theory are difficult to implement. Designing a curriculum that addresses all intelligences equally can be challenging and time-consuming for teachers. Lacks empirical evidence. Some critics argue that there is insufficient research to support the theory's effectiveness in improving academic outcomes. Can dilute focus. Spreading attention across multiple intelligences may lead to less emphasis on mastering essential academic skills. Number 6, social reconstructionism. Social reconstructionism is an educational philosophy that views schools as a place to address social problems and encourage students to actively participate in the rebuilding of society. The key concepts of social reconstructionism are: emphasizes teaching students to recognize and challenge societal inequalities and injustices, encourages critical thinking, activism, and civic engagement. Education is seen as a tool for creating a more just, equitable society. Focus on global issues like poverty, inequality, environmental degradation, and social justice. Teachers serve as facilitators in helping students explore issues of power, oppression, and agency. For instance, in a reconstructionist classroom, students might engage in service learning projects, debate social justice issues, or work on community improvement initiatives as part of their education. The advantages of social reconstructionism includes focus on social justice, encourages students to critically examine societal issues and work toward positive social change, develops critical thinking, fosters analytical skills as students explore complex social, political, and environmental issues. Active citizenship prepares students to be engaged, informed, and proactive members of society. The disadvantages of social reconstructionism are politically charged. The emphasis on social and political issues can lead to controversy or accusation of bias. Less focus on core academics. Some critics argue that the focus on activism can come at the expense of academic fundamentals like math, science, and literacy. It requires skilled facilitation. Teachers must be able to handle sensitive topics and guide constructive discussions without imposing their views. Number 7. Classical education. Classical education is rooted in ancient Greek and Roman education systems and emphasizes a rigorous, structured approach to learning, focusing on the trivium, grammar, logic, and rhetoric as a framework for thinking and learning. The key concepts of classical education are 3 stages of learning. The trivium. Grammar stage, elementary years, focuses on absorption of facts and learning the rules of language and basic knowledge across subjects. Logic stage, middle school years, focuses on developing critical thinking and reasoning skills with an emphasis on logical analysis and argumentation. Rhetoric stage, high school years, focuses on eloquent self-expression, persuasive speaking, and writing. Heavy focus on classical texts, Latin, and ancient philosophy. Emphasizes mastery of foundational knowledge and intellectual skills that can be applied across various disciplines. For instance, a classical education curriculum might include studying ancient history, learning Latin, and practicing debate, with students analyzing classical literature and philosophy to develop a well-rounded intellectual foundation. The advantages of classical education includes rigorous academic focus based on the trivium, grammar, logic, rhetoric. It provides a strong foundation in critical thinking, logic, and classical literature. Promotes intellectual development, encourages deep engagement with timeless works, fostering analytical and interpretive skills. Emphasis on moral development, often integrates philosophical and ethical discussions, helping students develop a sense of virtue and morality. The disadvantages of classical education are Eurocentric focus. The emphasis on Western classical texts may overlook other cultural perspectives and contemporary issues. Rigid structure. The traditional curriculum may be seen as outdated or too inflexible for modern educational needs. Limited creativity. The focus on structured learning may leave little room for self-expression or creative exploration. Number 8. Deschooling. Deschooling is a movement that critiques the formal education system and advocates for removing the institutional structures of schooling. It was popularized by thinkers like Ivan Illich. The key concepts of Deschooling are: emphasizes the importance of informal, community-based learning environment, views formal schooling as restrictive and limiting to personal freedom and creativity, advocates for dismantling traditional schooling systems in favor of learning through real-life experiences and relationships, focuses on creating alternative education systems that are more flexible, learner-centered, and adaptable to individual needs. For instance, Deschooling might involve community-led education programs where learning happens through apprenticeships, mentorships, or other non-traditional educational settings rather than within formal schools. The advantages of Deschooling includes: liberates students from traditional schooling constraints, focuses on learning from life experiences, fostering independence and creativity, encourages self-directed learning, allows students to pursue their interests and learn at their own pace in a natural, unpressured way, promotes critical thinking about education, encourages questioning of conventional education systems, and promotes alternative approaches. The disadvantages of Deschooling are: lack of structure. The absence of formal education can leave children without essential skills and knowledge needed for future success. Difficulty with reintegration. Children who are deschooled may struggle to transition back into traditional education or structured environment. Unclear outcomes. Since Deschooling is highly individualized, it can be hard to predict long-term academic or career outcomes. Number 9, Eclectic Education. Eclectic education is not a single unified philosophy, but rather an approach where educators or parents pick and choose elements from different educational philosophies to create a personalized education model for each child. The key concept of eclectic education are: tailoring education based on individual needs and interest of each child, drawing on a variety of teaching methods, materials, and philosophies, flexibility in adapting the curriculum and teaching strategies, focused on achieving a balance between structured learning and exploration. For instance, a parent might combine Montessori methods for early childhood learning, classical education for structured subjects like history and language, and project-based learning for science or technology topics. The advantages of eclectic education include flexibility, combines elements from various educational philosophies, allowing parents or teachers to adapt learning to the needs of each child. Personalized approach encourages a tailored curriculum that can evolve as the child grows and their needs change. Balance of methods can incorporate the best aspects of different approaches For example, Montessori for independence, classical education for critical thinking. The disadvantages of eclectic education are lack of consistency. The blending of different methods can lead to a lack of cohesion or continuity in the curriculum. Required skilled planning. Parents or educators must be knowledgeable about various philosophies to effectively combine them. Can be overwhelming. The freedom to choose from so many methods may lead to confusion or difficulty in implementing a structured plan. In conclusion, these philosophies offer a range of options for tailoring education to the specific needs of children, with a variety of focuses from environmental learning to intellectual rigor to personal freedom. Each of these philosophies offers unique advantages depending on the learner's needs and the context in which they are applied. However, they also have potential drawbacks that may need to be addressed when choosing or implementing them in an educational setting. Thank you for watching our videos.